Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Caleb Likes Books. I am Caleb, and today I am doing a very exciting video. I'm doing a book haul video. And this video is for my book haul for the month of August 2022. I don't know if I will do these every month, but chances are, like, if I get books during a month, I will probably do a video at the end of the month or the beginning of the next month, talking about the stuff I got. This is something I probably will try to do pretty regularly. Of course, if I end up not getting any books in a particular month, then I won't do it. But any month that I do get books, I will probably do a video like this. But earlier in the month of August, I did do a couple of quick pickup videos for a few books that I got. But I decided after that, because I got more, that I would hold off until the end of August, or of course now it's the beginning of September, to actually do a full book haul for the month of August, because I got a lot of books. As I said, I believe in my pickup videos, I had a birthday at the end of July, and I got some gift cards to different places. I also got a couple of books as actual gifts. And I still have like $50 left over that I can spend, which I'll probably save. I think I'm probably going to use some of that to get the new High Republic books, and maybe some other things, but I spent quite a lot of that on new books. So today I'll show you what I got, and I got 22 books in the month of August, so this should keep me busy for a little while. And I'll try to move through these fairly quickly because there is a lot that I got, of course. So I'm going to start out with a few classics that I got. I decided that I wanted to get into some more classics, not so much like certain styles of classics I'm not as interested in, but stuff that I might be a little more interested in, stuff more in like the sci-fi sort of side of things and stuff like that. So, first one, I got Dante's Inferno, which is something I've been wanting to read for quite a while. I was going to originally get a paperback version of this, which they had at the store another time that I had gone, but they didn't have it anymore. All I got with this little hardcover, but it actually has some art in it, which I will try to show you. It's got like art pages every few pages, which is really nice. And yeah, looking forward to reading this one. In addition to that, I also got a few more that I already showed before, so I won't spend too much time on them. I got The War of the Worlds, which I'm actually currently reading. I got Macabre Stories by H.P. Lovecraft, adding some more to my H.P. Lovecraft collection. And I got 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And then one more that I'm going to talk about that doesn't really go into any particular category because it's not really fantasy or sci-fi. That's really everything else that I got. But I got Assassin's Creed The Secret Crusade, which is one of the Assassin's Creed tie-in novels. I love the Assassin's Creed video game series. I have not played all of the games, but I've played like the first 7 or so maybe out of however many there are, 11, 12, whatever. So I got this one. It's not the first one that was published, but it is the one that follows the first assassin from the very first game, Altair. And you don't really have to read the books in order because some of them adapt the stories from the games and other ones are just kind of spin-off stories. So this is technically like the third book in the series, but it doesn't really matter. And I thought I'd get it because I've been wanting to read these tie-in novels. So yeah. Next up, I'm going to talk about some Star Wars books, which I only got a few of. Most of my books that I got this month were fantasy books, but I did get 5 Star Wars novels. So first I'm going to talk about my Legends book that I got, because I only got one Legends book because I wanted to get more canon books. So that's what I mostly got. But I got Republic Commando Order 66, which is the 4th book in the Republic Commando series. I have read the first 3, and very much looking forward to reading this one, continuing with this series, and I will probably get the final book, which is Imperial Commando, sometime in the future. Just didn't get it this time. Also, for my canon books, first one I got, Leia, Princess of Alderaan, which I have heard very good things about. It's by Claudia Gray, so I automatically kind of think it's going to be good. But I've heard good things about this one, so I thought I'd grab it. And the final thing for Star Wars that I got was the Canon Thrawn trilogy. I did already mention that I got the first book in one of my pickup videos, but I went ahead and got all 3 because they were the other 2, or at least one of them. I can't remember if it was one or both of them, but they were pretty cheap, and so I figured I'd grab all 3 of them. And you know, it's Timothy Zahn, so I assume that I'm going to enjoy it because I typically enjoy his Star Wars books. and don't really know much about Thrawn and Canon. I haven't seen Rebels, so hopefully I will enjoy these, and I'm curious to see what they're like. Now we are going to get into some fantasy books. The first two I'm going to talk about are ones that I already talked about in past pickup videos, so I won't spend too much time on them. But I got the first Malazan Book of the Fallen book, Gardens of the Moon, which I'm very interested in reading. I know it's kind of a more advanced sort of fantasy book series, a bit more difficult to get into, but I am extremely interested in this series, so I thought I'd check it out. And I also got Small Gods, which is part of the Discworld series. It's one of the standalones, and I assume I'll probably enjoy it because I've heard it is a very funny series, and is generally considered one of the best fantasy series out there. But I figured if I'm gonna start Discworld, I might as well get a standalone just to see if I like it, and if I do like it, then I'll get more, and I assume that I will like it, so Small Gods. And I've got a couple more single volumes, I guess, parts of series that I have not yet started, so these are the first books in their respective series. So first one, I have A Wizard of Earthsea from the Earthsea Cycle series, which I've heard a lot of good things about Earthsea, and I don't really know why. I just felt like trying it out. I don't really know much about it, but I decided to pick up the first book. And much like that one, this other one was kind of an impulse buy that I just saw at the bookstore, and I was like, I want to get that because I've heard it's really good. Plus the cover is like super awesome. And that is Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. He does have another series that is very popular, I believe called The Faithful and the Fallen or something like that, if I remember correctly, which is a very popular series, but this one, first of all, I believe is supposed to be a trilogy, so it'll be maybe a little more digestible. The other series, I think, is like 6 books or something like that. Plus, it is inspired by Norse mythology and is kind of a very Nordic-inspired fantasy, which is something that I'm super interested in. I've actually wanted to write one of those for quite some time, but I have not gotten around to it because I am not very good at getting myself to sit down and write. But should be an interesting book to read, and who knows, maybe it'll even get me inspired to start my own book, potentially. And we're coming down to the final books that I got this month. So I got books from technically several different series, but really kind of 2 mainly, so I'm going to talk first Wheel of Time. I got books 2 and 3 in Wheel of Time. I have read the first one, and I very much enjoyed it. I hope to read all of the Wheel of Time eventually. So I got books 2 and 3. I mainly did this because I think all of the books, you can actually get the mass market paperbacks in 3 book sets. And since I already had the first one, I just grabbed the first 2. So probably my next Wheel of Time purchase will be the box set for 4, 5, and 6. Just to make things a little easier, and they're usually at a little bit of a discount. So I figured I would just get books 2 and 3. So that when I finish them, I can go ahead and get the next box set. But very much looking forward to these. I really enjoyed book 1, so yeah. And finally, I have here in my lap a big ol' stack of Brandon Sanderson. I got, let's see, 6 Brandon Sanderson books, all within the Cosmere. I didn't get any of his non-Cosmere books. I would like to read some of them, especially like Skyward and that series and stuff like that, but I have not gotten those yet, but I did get some Cosmere. So these first 2 I'm going to talk about, I actually received as gifts. All the other ones I bought myself with gift cards that I got for my birthday, but these first 2 are actually gifts to me. So first, I got The Way of Kings, the first book in the Stormlight Archive, which is huge. It's a very thick book, but I am very much looking forward to this one. I have heard The Way of Kings is arguably Brandon Sanderson's best work that he has ever done. Same thing with Stormlight in general, but especially The Way of Kings, I have heard, is absolutely excellent, so I cannot wait to read this. It is definitely going to be quite a commitment considering the length, but I am very much looking forward to reading this one. Next one I got is a standalone novel, and it's actually Brandon Sanderson's first, Elantris. Of course, it being another Cosmere book and a standalone, I wanted to get it, and I thought it would be interesting to read Brandon Sanderson's first published book and see how it compares to some of the others. For example, The Way of Kings, considered one of, if not his best work, while Elantris is generally considered one of, if not his weakest, which makes sense because it was his first book. But I'm curious to see especially how those two compare to one another. But I really wanted to read Elantris because it's more Brandon Sanderson and it's a standalone, and I really enjoyed Warbreaker, which was also a standalone. So I got this, very excited to read it. Next, I got actually a not completely full series because the final book has not actually come out yet, but I did get all 3 of the Wax and Wane books, which is kind of the second sub-series within Mistborn, because Brandon Sanderson at this point has written 4 of my favorite books that I've ever read, those being the first 3 Mistborn books and Warbreaker, so I am perfectly comfortable just going ahead and getting a whole, at least most of a series. But I'm very much looking forward to reading these because I really enjoyed the Mistborn trilogy, and I find that world very interesting, and this takes place, I think, a couple hundred years later, so it'll be very interesting to see how things have progressed in the world of Scadrial, I believe it's called, and how the magic system has interacted with advancing technology and all that stuff. It should be a lot of fun, and very much looking forward to reading these. And after all of that, my final book that I picked up is Arcanum Unbounded, once again by Brandon Sanderson. This is a short story collection, which does actually include a couple of novellas, I believe. So it does include some longer stories, some shorter stories. I will probably wait to read this for a little bit. I have heard that some of the stories in here do spoil parts of Mistborn era too, maybe. I think anyways. I've heard that basically you probably should read some of the short stories in this after you're caught up on Mistborn and at least the first few Stormlight books. So I'll probably wait on this one for a little bit, but I wanted to get it just so when I did finish those, I had it and I could read it. Some people might, just read parts of it, but I like to just finish the whole book all at once. So I will probably hold off on this one for a bit, but I'm very happy to have this one. I've heard some of the short stories in this are among Brandon Sanderson's best work, so very much looking forward to this one. Never mind, I lied. There's one more book that I completely forgot because it was in a different place from all my others in my book cabinet, which I'm very rapidly running out of room for more books in. But I forgot about it because it was not in there with all of them. I got this book on Norse mythology, which is quite different from any of the others because this is actually like a real-world mythology type thing. But I wanted to include it. This is the actual book. It comes in this nice little case. Looking forward to reading this. I've been very interested in Norse mythology for quite a long time, so I saw this and I figured I'd pick it up. So that is all I've got for you in this video, all 23 books actually. I said 22 in the beginning, but I forgot that last one. So 23 books that I got in the month of August. It was a very fruitful month for me and my book collection. Should keep me busy for quite a while, but let me know in the comments if you have read any of these or if you plan to read any of these and what you got in the month of August, if you got any new books. And that's pretty much all I got for you today, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.